Welcome to the Fans Edge Sports Show podcast, hosted by 216 Mike and E.G. LaFleur, and produced by Walt K. Disney. This is a show with a college football focus that allows fans to create topics and discussions.
All right. So what we want you to do is to subscribe to our show and join the discussion. We are on every social media platform. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, TikTok, YouTube, at Fans Edge. Please, please, please. And we stream live every Sunday night at 6 Central Time. And the show will be available on podcast platforms every Monday morning. So make sure you all tune in.
Yeah, and make sure you're hitting smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. And also leave a comment. And if you are the type of person that likes podcasts, go ahead, leave us a 5-star review or a 1-star review. Let us know. Help us get better. Them reviews help and the comments help as well. Hey, I want to say happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth, Mike. I have to represent a little bit today.
Yeah, they finally recognizing us a little bit out here,
and for some of those that do not know what Juneteenth is about, Juneteenth commemorates June 19th, 1865, the date on which enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, finally received news that they were free. This is 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln Emancipation Proclamation abolished slavery. So, it's, hey, and I see what your shirt says. It says free-ish,
Yeah. I mean, we still got things that we got to work on, we still working on things, but I mean, they trying to take it away, but we would never let evil prevail,
And also, hey, happy Father's Day, Mike. And also happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers out there, to both of my fathers out there,
For sure.
I hope your kids are giving you extra love and hugs today and spending time, spending time with family. That's what it's all about, having that male positive role model in your life. And I'm telling you, without the male role models in my life, I wouldn't be the person who I am today. So, happy Father's Day to all of y'all.
For sure. And as a father, man, if you were just a sperm donor, it takes more than just that to be an actual father, So if you're not in your kid's life and you're not contributing, it's definitely something that you should do, that you need to do, because our children need us, man. They need fathers in their lives. And I think that a lot of the things that is going on in this country is because, people do not have their fathers in their lives. And it doesn't have to be, living in the same household. My father and my mom split up when I was very young. But my father was always present in my life. So shout out to my dad for that.
Hey, shout out to the dads out there. And also those male role models that, stepping in and taking, place for those fathers that are absent in their lives. So, But anyway, let's get on to some sports news. So the Golden State Warriors are now the 2021-2022 NBA champs. And Steph Curry brought home that finals MVP,
As my man Steph said, what they gonna say now, Give that man all his flowers, man. This man led his team through an entire regular season. Then led his team through an entire playoffs.
Right.
Everybody want to talk about what happened in little game 5. Go ahead, keep talking. Because guess what? Curry ain't had too bad game. You know what I'm saying? Nope. And that's why I told people, I'm like, I think that they're gonna celebrate in Boston because Curry had a bad game at home, and I just don't see him having back-to-back bad games. But I mean, salute to this guy for not running around the league chasing a ring. Salute to this guy for hanging and sticking with the people who he came in there with. You know what I'm saying?
Draymond.
Yeah, and he got, 1 or 2 rings with KD or whatever, but guess what? Just like Shaq bounced on Kobe said, I'm going to win one without you. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
Curry won one without him. So I mean, shout out to Curry, bro. And for the people I still see all online talking about Curry is just a shooter. This man has IQ. He's not just a shooter. Look at how he dribbles through defenders that are trying to double team him. And then how
Right.
he takes it to the rack. People don't realize Curry will take it to the rack. Before he get there, he might hit you with a floater or hit you with a nice lay. But I mean,
Exactly.
he's more than a shooter, and he facilitates. Like I said, he won the regular season for his team, and he won the playoffs for his team. They were down men all season and still pulled through. You know, Draymond ain't the scorer.
No. Draymond found somebody, but that's about it, you know? And Clay, I mean, even finals Clay wasn't playing his best.
Yeah,
So,
you
you
know,
know,
Clay still coming back from injury. Like I said, Curry been holding it down. That man
oh
deserves
yeah.
rest, man. Go rest, Curry. Go
Oh
rest.
yeah. And leading this younger generation for sure, you know, getting them underneath their wing and getting them playoff potential on top of that. Because you've got some rookies that came in there, you know, or that show what, you know, they got what it takes to bring home the champ. So, you know, shout out to
Yep.
them. And then still talking about some basketball, switching over to some WNBA. Sue Bird announces her final year. So this WNBA legend will retire after this season. She just took home the dub in New York, and she gave the little
Man.
crowd a bing bong. She was the number one overall draft pick in 2002 when she signed with the Seattle Storm. So shout out to her because she played her entire career with the team, and she racked up 4 championships, 2004, 2010, 2018, and 2020. So we'll see if she can take home another one this year and go out with a bang, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then,
I hope so, man. I'm definitely a fan. I used to go to women's basketball games back when Cleveland had the Cleveland Rockers, and the Rockers sucked. But getting to be able to see people like Sue Bird and what's her name? Oh, why is it escaping me? Lisa
Daniel,
Leslie.
Lisa Leslie? Yeah,
Leslie,
yeah.
yeah, Lisa Leslie. You know, getting
Oh,
to be able to see people like that was amazing. And even going to UCA, you know how much we love the women's
oh yeah.
basketball team,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So, I
At
mean,
almost every game.
I've always been, and this is my thing. Like when people say, "Oh, I'm a huge basketball fan," but you don't watch women's. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when like the same people who be saying Curry ain't got no IQ, don't watch women's basketball or whatever, where they use a whole lot of
Whole,
IQ, a whole lot of fundamentals,
a
and
whole lot of fundamentals.
I've always been that guy, man. I love the fundamentals of the game and things like that. And I'm not even a big basketball fan person. I've always been more football, but man, I love watching them.
Just a little shout out here. Curry is not just a shooter. I'm just gonna let you know that. And if you got comments to say, go ahead and drop them in the little chat. We can go
Drop them.
ahead and debate this online. But anyway, switching gears back to WNBA. Brittany Griner has her stay has been extended to July 2nd. So she's been detained in Russia for the past couple of months on the fact that she has cannabis vape pens. So
Allegedly, yeah.
allegedly, I'm sorry, allegedly. So she has been detained. I do believe she did speak to her wife. Her wife did do a couple of interviews trying to get more exposure about this case. There is a petition out there to sign it. So if you do see it, make sure you go ahead and sign it. But I mean, it's just a situation that we don't know much about because you know rules and regulations and what we can know and what you know, especially with this whole you know situation tension between countries. It's just crazy that she's kind of being used as a middleman between you know the U.S. and Russia.
Yeah, and to be honest, man, this honestly is nothing new in war. This is you know, and it's sad. And what I was trying to explain to some people, because they're like, oh, she's gonna come home, she's a priority, she's a millionaire and stuff like that. And I'm like, you're talking about the United States government, and then you're talking about Russia.
Right.
As you say, as big of a deal as you believe she is, which she is, Russia knows this. And
Hmm.
so you're talking about the sanctions that are on them. They're going to use her until some of them sanctions are lifted. And it's sad that we're using human beings as a bargaining chip all
Right.
over something that grows from the earth. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I mean, this it's honestly it's ridiculous. It's sad, but I also think that this should be a heed to all Americans because she isn't the only one over there and wasn't the only one over there. And Americans have always had a hard time dealing with Russia, getting
Hmm.
trumped up charges pent on them and things like that, and having a hard time being able to come home because you're counting on politicians and to bring you home. So that's never a good look when they're actually just using you for probably votes, you know. So
Right.
I really hope that she continues to stay healthy, continues to stay mentally strong over there, and we will
Exactly.
continue to send her our blessings and our prayers. You know, hopefully that she could come home soon.
Yeah. And much love to her. And just like she knows that the WNBA hasn't forgotten about her. So we all want her home soon, safe and healthy. So
For
yeah.
sure, for sure. What else you got for us?
Hey, let's go ahead and switch over to some college football. So recent news: Boston College guard Christian Mahoney tore his right ACL and expects to miss the 2022 season. He was he is the number two guard prospect in the 2023 draft.
Oh, we on college basketball. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, dang, I hate these injuries, and man, I tell you, ACL is not good. It's something that I mean, now the way they do it, the surgeries and stuff, it's easier for these guys to come back. So, I mean, it sucks because you're going to lose money because of the injury. That's the part that I hate for people. Because of injuries, you lose money. So wishing this guy a full recovery. Hopefully that can bounce back very soon.
yeah, for sure. And any injury, it just takes time and patience. And don't push yourself, don't rush yourself. You don't want to re-injure anything else or just make it worse. So you just got to do what you do and stay on your grind, and you'll bounce back. All right. Now switching over to college football. Let's see here. So talking about EA Sports college football and its targeting release date in 2023. So they announced a while ago that it's a 2-year game development window necessary for collecting game data and developing gameplay to meet the current market demands for the college game experience while following the NCAA guidelines. So I'm really excited about this. I can't remember the last time I even had a copy or played. I don't even know where to get one, to be completely honest. Like,
Man, the last time they made it was when like Xbox 360 was out. And
right,
if y'all saw I had Grant on the show, I ended up giving my Xbox 360 to him that came with the NCAA game. So I ended up giving it to him because that was the NCAA was the only game that I was playing, but like I started getting it heavier in the other games, and so I wasn't playing it as much. But anytime I did want to get a little college in me, especially like around this time, the summertime, that's when I was like playing it, and I needed a little college football feel. But I
right,
think it's great that they're bringing the game back. Hey, we do understand because of the current market, now that these players get to properly be compensated, you
oh
know.
yeah,
But I also think that this could make the game better because now it can be made for the players by the
as a
players
player,
as well.
right,
So I think that
right,
this could add even something even better than we had before. But I'm looking forward to this. Also now they send the updates, so you can update your game. So everything gonna be up to date. I'm excited. I know the players are excited. I've known college players, and one thing that they were always looking for is to being able to play as themselves on the game.
right,
You
yeah,
know, so I know some college football players. If you didn't make it in NFL, you're probably like, man, I played, I risked put my body on the line. and didn't get properly compensated. But the players that you would hear about that go to the NFL and stuff, man, they just wanted to be on the game.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
just look, want to
yeah,
see myself. Look,
yep.
hey, and also I think this will give a lot of exposure to some of the teams that not a lot of people know about. Just some of those smaller colleges too as well. So I think this would be good all the way around
I do
for
want to
sure.
see how they're going to implement that, like with the smaller schools, or are they?
Hmm.
Is the because they have to pay out a lot of money to the bigger
Oh,
schools, will they not end up having them? Is
yeah.
something that I was kind of worried about as well. But I do have to say this, man. If you think that you want the smoke when this comes out, because I know my man J Book on Twitter, he already called me out. If you think you want the smoke, bring it.
Uh oh.
We can play it live. We'll create a fans edge Twitch. I'll be
Hey.
giving it to everybody all day, every day.
Uh
Yeah.
oh. Now we
So
starting to twitch.
yeah,
Look.
we gonna be on everything in a minute, man. Especially if they come out with the college football. Yeah.
No. Look.
Yeah.
We gonna have some angry wives and girlfriends, bro.
hey, hey, I just need them for Sunday and then one day during the week. That's all, ladies. That's all.
We got a limited time, bro. Limited time. Limited time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So,
Okay.
with this being a Juneteenth holiday, I want to talk about HBCUs, and that's something that we're also going to talk more about here on this platform. But I want to also give shout out to guys who made it to the NFL that were millionaires and could have had opportunities to stay as millionaires and get paid millions coaching, at any Power 5 school. But no, these guys decided that it wasn't, the money ain't it. It's the investment in the time and being that role model that we talked about earlier to these young men that are growing up and transitioning their life into being a full-time adult. That
Right.
that age period between 18 to 21 and stuff, a lot of people will say, oh, they're adults. Yes, they're adults, but they're still kids at heart, And I want to say shout out to Coach Prime at Jackson State and what he's doing. Shout out to Eddie George at Tennessee State and what he's doing. And what you're seeing is guys like 5 stars, Travis Hunter committing to Jackson State. What you're seeing is guys who would have probably been going to these Power 5 teams, going back and getting in touch with their roots, and I have no problem with that. Some people want to
No.
say, oh, they got the bag, da, 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 da. Say what you want. They're going back to their roots. They're learning about their history.
Exactly.
History.
Living in it as well, engrossed in it. Being on campus, being around other people similar to them, similar backgrounds. I mean, hey, if that's what they want to do, then let them.
And sometimes, man, especially in that day and age, it's okay to be comfortable. Especially during that transition, it's definitely okay to be comfortable. But shout out to Coach Prime because he's been pushing, like the transfer portal and letting these kids have these freedoms. But what he's also been pushing for is the NFL. And
Right.
these guys being able to have the time or the opportunity to showcase their talents. And he wants to be able to see the HBCU combine, kind of like the NFL combine.
NFL.
Yeah,
Yep.
want it to be more public and, actually on TV and things like that because, like we've seen guys come up from smaller colleges and be able to do
Right.
things, and people might not know, but Jackson State, Tennessee State are FCS programs. They are Division I programs.
Hmm.
And
Exactly.
honestly, sometimes it's about where the TV market is. And right now the TV market isn't at HBCUs. So we think that they're going there, they don't really have much talent. But there's talent there, and there has always been talent even before Eddie George and Coach Prime got there.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of talent from the HBCUs, and plenty of talent that came from them that's still, that's still out there, still working and everything like that. And especially Coach Prom trying to get exposure for the HBCUs on top of that. I know he even called out, the NFL saying, where y'all at? We got players out here who can do X, Y, and Z, but we ain't got no one showing up to see them.
Right.
And then also, he will be, sorry, on the July issue of Sports Illustrated. It's going to be titled "How Deion Sanders Rebuild Jackson State and Why
Mm,
HBCU Rival is on next on this list." So, I mean, shout out to him and putting his players out there and doing his thing over there at Jackson State, and keeping HBCUs out there in the market. And also, you really don't see their games televised, especially when it comes to middle season. So I'm hoping that more markets pick that up, or there's more access, or you got these other streaming services that could possibly pick them up. Because I would like to see more HBCU games without having to watch the replay the next day or later.
yeah. If you got the Disney bundle, you might, if you got the Disney bundle or you pay for ESPN Plus, you might be able to get to see a little bit more HBCU games. But that's the thing. That's what's going on. Like ESPN is like, we'll show these games, but we want more money.
Right.
Well, you got to pay us for it. And so, I at least have one HBCU game on, when I'm watching. And if anybody don't know how I watch college football, like I watch college football. I'll probably have 5 games or more.
A whole setup.
Yeah, a whole setup. So, like I said, man, you guys are going to be with me, and I'm probably going to be doing like a live reaction shows or like halftime reaction during the season. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about these HBCU games and things like that. So, be staying tuned for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Disney, you got anything else for us?
That's about it. That's all I got for you. Unless you got something else to run down. Hey, I just want to say Happy Father's Day. I know you got to spend time with your family, so I want you to go and have time and spend time with your wife and kids and
For
enjoy your
sure.
day.
For
And
sure. I put the link up there. Hey, look, check this out, everybody. At the end of our show, we put a link out. Click that link, and you can hop in on this show and be live with us. I'm serious. Like, we want y'all to click the link and hop in on here with us. Like, we was doing it where people could hop in throughout the show, but we wanted to go ahead, get like the outline out and the show done, and then let people hop in the end. That way we don't have to interrupt anybody. So, feel free to hop in. This is you all show. You got questions? You got topics that you want to talk about? Let's get it on record.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah,
so
that's all I got. Like I said, happy Father's Day, happy Juneteenth. And I also want to say shout out to all of the jobs and the people who are able to get a 3-day weekend.
Hey.
For this holiday. I don't put my job out there publicly and say where I work, but shout out to my job because it's a respect thing. And one thing that I say in this country is we want to call ourselves the melting pot. We want to call ourselves diversity. But being diverse is being accepting, not tolerating, not just having it around, but accepting of different cultures. So let's make sure that we get to that. Let's accept people for who they are, not try to have them conform to what we want them to be. Exactly. So with that being said, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm hey, look, I ain't got nothing to say after that. Look, it's all one love right here.
Yeah, one love. Exactly. Accepting, not trying to conform people. Make sure you're following us on all of our social medias. If you don't see TikTok up there, but we're on TikTok. Walt K Disney comes with all the content, all the videos for Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We appreciate her. If you didn't follow us this week, she put out several videos. Make sure that you're checking us out. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment or a review. And if you're not able to catch us on YouTube, we're on all of your podcast platforms. And if we're not on your favorite one, let me know, and we will figure out how we can get on there. Thank you all. Y'all have a good one. and the Fan's Edge is out.